Let's try the curse, because if this resolves, they're going to take so much damage. If, as well, presuming we get to keep all these things. They used a counter spell on that, which means that we might be able to resolve some other things. So that's 6 to the face. Okay, so one of my earliest videos that I did on the channel was actually Hazoret deck, but I thought I'd remake it just for a few reasons. That video, the audio quality wasn't so good, and it's when I first started, so it was a long time ago essentially, and I thought I'd just update the deck for 2022. So this is actually feels pretty good to go back and revisit an older deck. Tell me in the comments below if you'd like me to revisit any of the older ones. I'd say anything older than a year would be pretty cool. The deck essentially is a mono-red aggro deck, but Hazoret being the finisher is awesome because it's indestructible, and it's going to be very difficult for a lot of decks to actually deal with this. It can't attack or block unless you have one or fewer cards in hand though, and to get around that, it gives the ability of 3 mana, discard a card to deal 2 damage to each opponent. It's really powerful because when you get into the late game of mono-red, you normally don't have a hand anyway, so the fact that it doesn't really want you to have cards in your hand is fine. That's why the curve is so low at 1, 2 and 3 mana. We've only got a few things that are quite expensive, like Fiery Emancipation, which normally just wins you the game if this comes out. If you discard a card with Hazoret and this out, you'll be dealing 6 damage for each, which is ridiculous. Ember Cleave's fantastic way to finish the game, and also Chaotic Transformation is a nice new addition in that it's essentially 4 copies of Chaos Warp, target an artifact, creature, enchantment, planeswalker, and land. Oh, sorry, I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 5 things. You get to Chaos Warp 5 times essentially, and you can do your own things as well. Pretty awesome way to get rid of enchantments in the opponent's deck, planeswalkers, yada yada. Yeah, it's a really powerful deck. Check out the deck list below in the description. It's super satisfying to use an indestructible red leader that doesn't die very easily. Don't forget to drop me a like and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell notification as well. We'll tell you all about my future content releases. And look at my Ko-fi donations page if you would be so kind, and you can have a look at the details there if you want to donate anything. But let's get into the gameplay. Starting hand is decent. Faithless Looting can get rid of some of these lands if we need to. Going up against Niambi, which is deceptive. I've never seen someone use this one before. This is the one that came from the starter deck, isn't it? The one that tutors for Teferi. So it's not the scary new ones, which is good. Another land. I think we just get rid of 2 lands here. We can get by. We've got the Arcane Signet. Curse is going to be cool. The question is, are they a control-y build? The answer is probably yes by the pause there. So when she enters, search for Teferi Time Ender. That's the 6 mana one, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, let's give them a curse then, which they're probably going to counter. So one tip I would give when using Hazoret is you probably don't want to cast Hazoret early because it doesn't really do much. You don't want to be discarding cards earlier on, but you want to use it late game when you're top decking essentially. This is a top deck, which is pretty cool. Chandra, so something else for them to counter. Let's go for the Furious Rise first. Play a land. It's pretty good. Okay, that resolved. So this gives you card advantage. Beginning of your end step, if you control creature power 4 or greater, exile top card. You may play that until another card's exiled with it. Very cool art. Clothis on the front there, just using a magic whips. So will they ever let us resolve a spell? I don't know. Authority of Consuls. That's actually annoying because it stops our hasters. So they're going to get Niambi. And that Teferi. Okay, sure. So, bit of a Chandra. Uptick. Good for Laylia as well. So get some bodies out here. Niambi's going to be annoying, but she can deal to Chandra, or perhaps there's some other things going on here. Because once you've used her to get to Fairy, I don't really know what else you can do because he's in the hand now. Not sure.
You will be a pile of ashes.
Okay, untap stuff. They can gain life, draw 2. Untapping, that's interesting. That is interesting, especially when you... So they want to block. They want to block that, clearly. Okay, let's swing in first. So Lady is going to become a 3-3 when she attacks. Oh, Bergie's pretty cool. So if we cast something else from exile, she can become a 4-4.
Yup, you're going down.
Deal damage. Okay, so sadly that was a... Oh, so it still counts. Fantastic. So that'll trigger the Furious Rise. Go for Bergie. And then we can go for the Rahilda. So they kind of need a board wipe now. I mean, they probably have one, let's face it. So another card goes to exile. So Laylee is looking really sick right now. I have made a Laylee deck and check her out. She's in the last few weeks worth, I think, of videos. Really powerful. Gideon's got the emblem, so they can't die as long as they control a Gideon. I do wonder if there's a combo of some kind here.
Time to fight fire with fire.
Gonna untap Niambi. I'm very scared. I am very scared. So we'll play the land. We can attack everything, can't we? Yeah, I think that's fine. Let's make them choose. So if we kill Teferi, he doesn't come back. So Rahilda wants to hit a player. Let's go for the player. Yeah, okay, let's give them a choice then. Oh, Scorching Dragonfire, that's good. So we can actually do that now. We can actually do it on Gideon. But doing it on Niambi does mean that they have to still deal with it. It's the same problem, right? Okay. Settle the Wreckage would be pretty bad. It's entirely possible. And it is. Okay, that is pretty annoying. I mean, we do get to ramp a hell of a lot here. Sure. So both of the Planeswalkers are safe. Probably should have seen that coming, to be honest. Okay, let's... So how much mana do we have? We've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... Yeah, let's add the red, and then we can go for Magda and Hazara as well. Damn, that was pretty annoying. I mean, I should have seen that coming, really, but I haven't been settled for a long time, to be honest. Ooh, Unholy Heat. So this can deal damage to creatures or planeswalkers. And we've got 4 types in our graveyard as well, which means it's 4 damage. This is pretty awesome. Although Thalia is going to come down, so let's kill the Gideon here. Well, we'll try to kill the Gideon. We have to do that before she resolves, otherwise the heat costs an extra mana. Surprised they haven't drawn any cards, but I guess they haven't needed to. That's how powerful this pre-con Planeswalker is. Interesting. So they're going for some stuff. It's just literally a 2-2. Just a 2-2. Okay, so... Can we do both? Oh yeah, Thalia's being annoying, isn't she? She is annoying. Okay, let's add some mana.
This'll be easy.
Right, now our stuff deals a hell of a lot more damage. Let's see if they want to block. That's 15 damage there. Okay. Pass the turn. Oh, we're getting some great hits with this Furious Rise. Sadly, Thalia is actually kind of irritating. She does stop us from doing exactly what we wanted. Yeah, it's because of her that we couldn't have gone for the Embercleave as well as the Emancipation. So they've killed Teferi off. They're probably trying to find a way to get rid of the Hazoret now. They've got so many cards in their hand though, I just don't really know what to say. Interesting. So, okay, they're very... No, okay, they're not confident. Let's get rid... Oh, they're saying that. We can just start discarding cards, can't we? Let's try and kill Thalia? Is the game just frozen? So why can't I target Thalia here? Okay, so she's dead.
Time to die.
Issue is, I have to play lands to attack. Okay, let's see what happens here. They can make a blocker with the Castle Ardenvale. If either of these get in, it's gonna be a lot. Well, Magna will be 6. Wandering Emperor, okay. So she's gonna exile Hazoret.
I'm home.
Okay. Let's see how they react to an old Embercleave then. So that gets through, that's a lot. Swords to Plowshares, come on. That is a joke. They had every answer. I don't know why the game keeps pausing here. I'm not really sure what the... It looks like there's a new priority system I've never seen before. It's like, it just looks different.
Done.
Okay, so... I guess we'll try the Chaotic Transformation then. Go for 1. No creatures. Go for an enchantment, I suppose. And let's upgrade the Chandra and upgrade a land. I mean, they could just counter this as well. Okay. The game looks really weird. I don't know what's going on. They've got like blue highlights and everything. Strange.
I don't need this.
Okay, so the game's... This is a really weird way of doing this. It should just do it automatically, right? Okay, so we got some cool things back.
You like your hors d'oeuvres extra crispy.
Oh, and we can even kill the Wandering Emperor. That's actually pretty sick. Okay, I really like this card. Chaotic Transformation for the win. Nice.
Watch me.
And yeah, we can draw a card as well. I'm actually kind of... Yeah, that's fine. We got some decent value off that. And we've got the Fire Prophecy in case they do anything. I still don't really get what these glows are. It's like they're... Normally when people look at your permanents, there's a single glow around each thing. But if you look at the screen here, when they look at our stuff, it's like they're all highlighted. But why are these highlighted? How could you highlight all of them? Unless they're playing on mobile and they're pressing all the fingers down like on a... Like when you play piano or something. It's a bit odd. Also, I just realised that this Chandra did 3 damage twice because of the Emancipation. Pretty cool. Narset's coming down. So we probably want to kill her with the Fire Prophecy in response.
Present and future are bound by threads of time.
Oh, it's only creatures. Okay, fine. Fair enough.
Meditate and prepare.
Shatter the Sky. So if they want to kill this, then they'll have to spend all of their mana. So the way that Emancipation works is with Chandra, we should just be able to kill the Narset with the uptick, which is pretty cool. Elspeth. Okay, so are they going to put something into play from the top of their deck?
Point me towards the fight. I'm ready.
A permanent, so it could be a mana rock. Or land. Wow, that's really weird. Mono white puts lands into play now. Okay. Blast Zone's decent. So you may discard 2 cards. I'm going to decline because they've got an asset, which is very cheeky. So let's kill that then, because that is actually kind of annoying.
You are
Give a toast? I'd love to.
Got 1 red. So let's go for the Faithless Loot in here. Let's see if we can get something better than Blast Zone. And we... Whoa. Why is it doing that? That's really weird. Yeah, let's do those 2. Don't really care about Blast Zone. So... Go for Hazoret. If they've got Wash Away, okay, so that does come in tapped, but it's going to be good for later on. Let's try and kill the Elspeth. If they have River's Rebuke, I'm going to be upset. What is going on with the graphics here? Look at how static that red element looks at the front of the goblin. That's so weird. And I think I'm actually going to Field of Ruin here as well on the Hall. I don't want them to swing at me with a 7-powered hexproofy boy. And then we get an untapped red. Yeah, and I think I'm happy to keep that in hand because we can deal 6 damage by discarding this. Spending their entire turn, sorcery speed on a memory deluge. That's what you want to see versus control. Yeah, I definitely think this player is on mobile. Everything just feels and looks different, and I can't put my finger, ironically, finger on it. So Shatter the Sky will just kill the goblin, but it will also give me a card. So I don't think they're going to want to do that. I don't think I want to discard this yet either, because I'll lose the 2 treasures that I value quite a bit. Oh my goodness, Bone Crusher does 6. Wow, and a Curse. That's going to be 6 damage if they cast 2 spells. Pretty crazy. So let's tick up. Deal some damage to them. They're gaining so much. They're at 40 life. Let's try the Curse, because if this resolves, they're going to take so much damage. If, as well, presuming we get to keep all these things. They used a counter spell on that, which means that we might be able to resolve some other things. So that's 6 to the face. There wasn't any priority held, so what if we just try and equip this to the Hazoret? Oh my goodness, that would have been devastation, I think. 5, 6, 18, 19, 20, 22, 24. It would have been pretty close to death. Right, there's some weird stuff going on today, because I've faced Soul of Windgrace 3 times in a row now. And also I've had Shatter Skull Smashing in my hand 3 times in a row. So, I don't know how to explain that, but it's just weird, right? Joma Legends with Hazoret's really cool. Yeah, I'm really liking our hand here. Storm's Wrath, basically any board wipe with Hazoret is wonderful because Storm's Wrath will just kill all their stuff. Shigeki. So we could just kill that, and I think that's going to be... Although, is it really that? Nah, let's just go for the Fable here. I want to get some ramp out. Like, it's okay, but they're going to spend the whole turn to look at the top 4, put a land into play, so... If we get a Chandra out somehow, we can deal 5 to their general, but for now this is just 3 damage. Oh, damn, okay. We're going to go for the old Saga. Fair enough. So we missed a land drop. See if we can draw one here. Sure, so when there's attacks we get a treasure, so we might as well just kill this here. Deal 2 to them, get a treasure, so we kind of hit a land drop with a treasure. I'm not really happy about that, but cool thing is Dire Fleet Daredevil does get access to the Mortality Spear eventually. And I think this is a turn where we just go for Storm's Wrath, because otherwise they get extra lands every turn. So let's attack. Well, we could even Embercleave, couldn't we? Embercleave does the job. I think I'm happy for this, yeah. Smash, smash. And that means we do get Embercleave out in the field, and this is 3 mana to equip, but it's also another threat. There probably was another route we could have done there with the Direfleet Daredevil. Demonic Tutor. Oh my goodness, that's bad. As if they So in the same turn, they got out 2 ramp and any card from their deck. Okay, that's kind of crazy. But we can also do Demonic Tutor as well. Maybe we want to Demonic Tutor. I think we do, you know. Let's go for the Tutor. What do we want then? The world is our oyster. So we've got Chaotic Transformation. It's a pretty good shout, you know. Yeah, that's actually a pretty cool card. I do like this. It can get rid of whatever threats they have. And yeah, we'll pass a turn. So now we have to deal with their best card. What's the best card in this deck? I don't know. I've seen this 3 times today, but I still don't know what the ultimate plan is. It could be Casualties. Probably Casualties, right? Green, green, black, black. Yeah, it's Casualties. They're looking at all our stuff. Damn, that's so boring, but there you go. There you go. It's always the same. Okay. So what can we do? Go for Bergie. Steamkin. So we've got 5 mana. Guess we'll just slowly get these guys out. So that was probably better on the other way around, because that would have been better Runaway Steamkin actually. Yeah, just a bit put off by this Casualties. It's just 1 card for 6 mana that essentially pushes you into the end game. Okay, Vraska's Contempt. Goodness me, it's just basically removal, isn't it? And a soul as well. Oh, and they can cast it over and over again. This is the thing about Soul of Windgrace. With fetch lands, this reminds me a lot of Golos. Kind of annoying. So I could Chaotic Transformation. My thing and my thing there, but maybe we wait for something else to come out. Yeah, we'll go for Hazoret first, because Chaotic Transformation exile, so Lightning Bolt. Yeah, I guess we can. No, we'll hold off. I don't really want to lose the Steamkin. If they attack, we could bolt it, and then the Steamkin can. Have they got another exile effect here? That would be annoying. So I think before we block, it might be useful to... Do we Lightning Bolt now, or do we Lightning Bolt after? Not sure, really. So they can potentially play 2 lands a turn. Yeah, that's just gross. This is a horrible matchup, and we keep getting it. Horrible. Yeah, okay, we'll block first. So we could just waste a blocker here. But I guess if we lightning bolt, we see something in their hand. So what can they do? They give it indestructible, they can draw a card, or they can gain life. Cling to dust. So they could draw land here. Do they draw land? Okay, so they did have a land. Right. Do they have another land there? That's the question. Let's see. So they can exile stuff from their graveyard to cast Cling to Dust again. And then they could discard another land, but okay. I'm happy to do that. I guess they want to keep their cards in the graveyard. So if we discard a card to hazard it, we get to attack and then put a count on Tome of Legends. So that could be good. The monument's just a bit slow here. And then we've got the Chaotic Transformation as a really cool, like, just super duper removal spell if it stays in our hand. And now Hazard can attack and block. I mean, it could be tempting to use the transformation on our own. Okay, so they're gonna find yet another card. So this game's been pretty stacked. They've 2-2'd twice, and they've destroyed so many of our permanents. Titan of Industry. Okay. So they're going to destroy the tome. Right. Okay. Well, I guess we'll get rid of the Titan. I don't really want to give them another artifact. Creature, definitely. And so there's no planeswalkers. Land, I guess we'll go for one of ours. So hopefully it gives them something smaller. It should be smaller than a 7/7, that's for sure. Exiles it, which is good. Yeah, so we get a land back. Makes sense. Could have been a special land, but as if they get Corvold. What are the odds of that? A Corvold? That's ridiculous. Does their deck ever just let up? So I've basically gave them a better card. Yeah, that's right. I'm looking at that concede button. I think we've just lost the game here from that. Yeah, we definitely have. Yeah, I'm going to call this because of so many reasons. They can play the Soul of Windgrace every turn. They can get back a fetch land, draw a card, put a counter on the Corvold. When the Corvold attacks, they can sacrifice the Junji to reanimate a creature. They can continuously draw cards. You get the picture. There's no way we're coming back from this one, guys. So yeah, that was a terrible game. Oh, we get to go first against a Jund land reanimation package. So they're going to kill our lands potentially, or put lands in the graveyard, play this guy, get stuff out of the yard. It's hyper synergistic. For 4 mana for a 5/4 is already mental. The fact this has 4 abilities is kind of strange. It's kind of pushed. The fact they're holding priority on turn 0 is a bit odd. Okay, so Once Upon a Time makes sense. Okay, so we're going to get the Magna out here. Hopefully she survives. And then Captain Larry Storm can also make treasures too. We've got a sublime hand. I mean, they have red out, so they could kill Magna, Lotus Cobra. So we're going to want to kill that. And when this attacks create a treasure. So let's go for the attackers and then we can see what they do here. So actually, if we do this here, we'll do more damage with the Lannery Storm. So this seems legit to me. And they won't be able to block. So we are down 2 treasures, but I think that was a noble cause to kill that. So if they have something like a board wipe here, that would be really sad because we don't have an extra land drop in hand. But to be honest, Hazoret's going to be pretty decent. Okay. Fair enough, they don't want to play the game anymore. If you're really into mono red decks, check out this deck that I've handpicked for you